Hello everyone. Welcome to the next part of the home lab setup. Previously, we have installed vCenter Server on Station 1, ESXi on a second VMware Workstation 2 and then a second ESXi host on VMware Fusion Workstation. In this video we will adjust the memory of our vCenter Server to lower value than the default 12 GB. The step to do this is straightforward. All we need to do is shut down the VM and adjust the RAM. Note, adjusting the RAM to a lower value might take a little longer for all the vCenter services to become fully functional. As you can see, according to VMware article, for a tiny vCenter setup minimum RAM is 14 GB. Since our deployment is for test purpose and not production, we will change the value to 7 or 8 GB. In the VAMI or vCenter Management Console, we might see some warning in the Summary tab, which is expected. Let's now switch to the vSphere UI and log in as our vCenter Server SSO login. Administrator at vSphere.local. Since it is a new deployment, we do not have 1. Datacenter, 2. Cluster, 3. or host added to the vCenter inventory. Take a moment to navigate through all the tabs and settings available. That being said, we now have a vCenter Server which we make use to gain hand-on experience. For instance, in the Configure tab, I have decided to modify the statistics setting to save some disk space. The vCenter Server itself has so many configuration, which is not possible to cover one by one in any learning solution. It is better to explore self and learn. If SSH is enabled for the vCenter Server, one can take a PuTTY session of the vCenter Server. For instance, I took a PuTTY session and was checking the status of the services that are running, stopped, pending start, etc. Besides checking service status, SSH can be used for other purposes as well. For instance, we want to check if LDAPS connection is open on port 636 to LDAP server. If the telnet response is timeout or rejected other than success, we can investigate. In the upcoming videos we will try and build a NAS storage, configure LUN for ESXi, create cluster and many more.